Sunday, July 13th, 2025. I'm in the parking lot of the Crystal Mall, but I'm going to drive around a couple of streets in New London, Connecticut. I want to hit a couple that I haven't really done in the past fully at high definition, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to exit the parking lot of the Crystal Mall right now and head over to New London. So I'm in Waterford, very briefly. And if you're disappointed that I didn't drive around the Crystal Mall, I have a comprehensive video where I cover driving around the entire mall, driving to the mall, driving around the mall, and walking inside the mall. So I cover that Crystal Mall fully. And this little stretch right here, this little stop sign back there with multiple cars coming at different angles towards you has always been very, very tricky. So we're out of the Crystal Mall parking lot. And I'm in a different car. This is not the usual car that I drive, so I don't have GPS. I have it on my phone, but I do not have it in this vehicle. One thing you might notice, you probably won't, but the camera's at a higher elevation than normal. My other car is a little bit lower. I'll try to name some of the streets if I can see them, but I'm not an expert on New London. There's, I kind of want to cover Jefferson Avenue, Coleman Street, some of the, roads and little side streets around that area as we cruise into New London. I'm not sure what the cutoff, New London Waterford cutoff is, but if I see a sign that says "Welcome to New London," I'll let you know, but nothing yet. Okay, Jefferson Avenue is... Okay, we're still in Waterford. I do see a sign down there that says entering New London. So Jefferson Avenue is... Maybe I should do that first. Okay, I'm going to take a left onto Jefferson Avenue. Iliano's Italian Pizzeria. They've been there for, I don't know, decades. A long, long time. Okay, so Jefferson Avenue quickly blends into the street. So I'm going to turn around because I want to do all of Jefferson Avenue. This particular street happens to be very bumpy, right here. All right, let me turn around North Phillip Street. Hopefully nobody's coming. I can, my other car I'm really used to, and I have the visibility and everything is fantastic. So this one's, I don't drive this a lot, but all right, so we're gonna cover the entire length of Jefferson Avenue because I'm gonna be getting on it right now. All right, so we're on Jefferson Avenue at this very moment. Let me follow this thing all the way down to the end of Jefferson. And what is that? Okay, the other street is Broad. If I took a left or a right, that is Broad Street. New London is very bike friendly. There's bike lanes on both sides of the street right here. And they've always been that way. They've been that way as long as I can remember. I mean, it goes back to when I was a kid. It's a long time ago. And let's see, the name of this cemetery on my right is St. Mary Cemetery. It's huge on the right and the left. I don't know if it's a different one on the left or the same continuation of St. Mary's, that I don't know. But one thing I do know is I'm cruising down Jefferson Avenue in New London, Connecticut right now. So they've made some improvements. This looks like a rotary or something up here. So I got to make sure. This is a roundabout. This is a roundabout. If I hit a roundabout, I always go around the thing completely. At least once. I'm not going to break that tradition. I happen to be a fan of roundabouts. I think they're good. The one in Salem and Norwich has some. I think this is going to keep me on Jefferson Avenue. I think. I wish I had my GPS. I don't. But I'm pretty sure this is Jefferson Avenue. New London High School to my right back there. I actually have other videos that I drive right up to and around New London High School on my YouTube channel. If you just search New London under my channel, there's several videos in there. And at least one of them has New London High School buried in the video somewhere. My videos tend to be very, very lengthy. So it's buried in there somewhere. I'm going to take a right onto... I'm just trying to see if this is still Jefferson. Boy, I didn't see any road sign back there. As we cruise down what I believe to be Coleman Street. I'm not positive, but I believe it's Coleman Street. Well, the brakes on this vehicle squeak a little bit. Might be time to have those looked at. Okay, so we're working our way down. I believe that's going to be Bank Street in front of us. Let me take a right. I want to kind of work my way back. Yeah, that was Coleman, but I want to do more of Coleman. Harkness State Memorial Park if I keep going straight. Let's go down Bremer Place. You know, one thing about Bremer Place is it probably ends... Actually, I could get on Westwood Avenue here. Let me take a left. This is Westwood Avenue. I think I'll... Well, I guess I could continue down here. It's kind of an industrial area. Don't know if there's a way out of here, or is this dead end? I'm not sure. It seems to come to an end. They have move-in self-storage down here. Breeze line, internet TV, voice. What else we got down here? Several motorcycles out there in that building. I don't know what that building is, unfortunately. I wish I did. I try to read the signs, but the only signs I see there are no parking, no trespassing. There is a car connection business to my left back there. That's well marked. I've never been on this street in my entire life, but there's a lot of like I say, industrial buildings back there. Okay, that's a cool house directly in front of us. I mean, that's a unique, definitely a very unique property. So I'm going to take a left. This could be interesting. Sometimes it's hard to get out of these side streets onto, this would be Upper Bank Street. Wow, there's an old abandoned store right across the road. I want to check that out. Private property, do not enter. I'm not going to hurt anybody by just slipping in here for a second. Oh, somebody's learning how to ride a bicycle. So I don't know. This is a abandoned supermarket, or it's hard to say. But it's, it's all overgrown, and let me see if I can get back here. I like to do a little exploring sometimes. What is this? Valet Park of America. So they may store their vehicles back here. And there's actually a way out of here. I think I'll take it. I mean, I want to cover Jefferson. I did that. I don't know if I did 100% of Jefferson, because it kind of turns into a kind of a one-way street. But I'll work my way back. I happen to be on... This is tough, getting out of here. Thank you. Ocean Pizza to my right. Been there for, 40 years or more. It's packed. It's a Sunday and it's packed to the rafters right now. So whatever they've been doing it right. I think this is either, what is this, Montauk or Ocean? It's one or the other. Again, I'm not New London fluent. But if I make mistakes, people correct me in the comments, and I'm always happy about that, because fill in the blanks. If I miss something, or if I mess it up, get it wrong, and I frequently do, the corrections that I get from people that know what they're talking about in the comments, I'm very grateful for that. Sitting in a red light. Yeah, I'm on Ocean Avenue right now. So I'm going to get on Bank very, very quickly and get right off onto the rest of Jefferson. So that'll give me my full coverage of Jefferson Avenue. CVS, it's been there for a few years, but for people that haven't lived in New London for, maybe 25 years or so, that CVS was not there. I believe there were homes, just a residential kind of part of the Jefferson Avenue neighborhood. All right, so we're going to take a left and cover the rest of Jefferson Avenue. Right now, right here, we're on Jefferson. And I'm going to pull over for 1 second, just let some people pass me because I got guys riding my bumper big time. So let them all go past me here. We can take a glance at what's ahead of us. There seems to be an endless, never-ending stream of traffic coming on to Jefferson Avenue, and that's All right, here we go. I got an opening. So here's your different businesses and buildings that you may remember from, back in the day. Wall Street to my left. But I still want to, just let me cover the whole stretch. Looks to be a church to my left. Cannot read the name of that church. It's very tiny print. There's a lot of side streets around here that I could explore that are definitely worth coming back. I do want to work my way back here. VFW Post back there, Ruby Glass to my right. Pizzello Brothers, open to the public, seems to be a fruit market. There's a lot of businesses on this street, and I just can't name them all. They're too fast and furious. They're coming at me over, let's see, Oven on Bakery. Is that what it is? Oven on Bakery back there to the right. Yeah, I gotta get back. I'm gonna work my way back so I can cover some of the side streets on Jefferson. And that's gonna take some time. I mean, I'll chew up some real estate when I get back there. Sonny's Market to the left, Giuliano Bakery, truck out in front of it. All right, I got to work my way back to Jefferson and do the side streets. I believe this is Coleman in front of us here. Again, I'll do the length of Coleman. I'll go up at some point to where the car dealerships are. But I want to get back very efficiently. Now I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get back to Jefferson Avenue, and I'm going to take a little cruise up some of the side streets because there look to be some very interesting and unique buildings on some of those side streets. Riozzi Court neighborhood sign back there. It's a nice day. It's overcast. I would say it is. Let me see what this. It's about 82 degrees. It's not very humid, so it's very comfortable. This is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard as well as Coleman Street. I've seen that sign a couple of times, so I think it's important that I point that out. Mitchell College, Eugene O'Neill Theater, different signs back there I'm reading. Again, I'm going to wait for this red light, and then I'll take a left onto Bank and get right back onto Jefferson and do some of those side streets. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to weave my way up and down, because there is a lot of it seemed like a lot of one-way street activity. So if I you know, I don't want to go down Jefferson 10 times to cover every single side street. I mean, in theory, I'd like to do that. I just think the efficiency of that would be detrimental to this this drive as a whole, considering I want to cover Coleman from beginning to end. So let's see what I can do. But you know, every second this video ticks off, we're covering parts of New London. You get a good wide view right there. Somebody's beeping a horn at me. I can't turn. There's traffic coming at me. There's nothing I can do about it. So, okay, back on to Jefferson. With my eyes wide open as I look for these side streets. Now here's one. West Coit Street. Very, very interesting. Wow, there's garbage trucks. There's like 25, 30 garbage trucks back there on West Coit Street. I mean, this looks like a one-way street to me. I don't know that it is, but it certainly looks like a one-way street. It's a beautiful church, Abounding Grace Ministries. Boy, I feel like going down there too. Let me turn just to get a look at that church. I don't know if I can catch the whole thing, but I don't know the name of these, for example, this neighborhood, or, you know, not being a New London native, but this is going to be tricky to get out of. Okay, so one way. Let's go down Prest. Another church. A lot of churches in this area. We're taking a left onto Prest Street. And the church to my left is the Trinity Missionary Baptist Church. Again, a lot of cool buildings, really historic houses. There's a house back there, Edward Press, 1901, historic home. Really nice old cement buildings, and I'm not sure if this brings me back. All right, Prest. I kind of want to work my way back over to. All right, here's Grand Street. I know I can get out here. So I think this is probably going to bring me back to Jefferson Avenue. Yeah, like I said, a lot of one-way streets. There's no way this is a two-way street. As I slowly cruise down. Wow, this is, I mean, I'm not familiar with this area, but I just see these really neat buildings, like this building right there in front of us. And a lot of these buildings, like, what is that? Or what was that? McDonald Street. I am on the corner of McDonald and Elm Street. Now that's some factory or something. I don't know what it is. If anybody knows, hit me up in the comments section, guys. I'm curious. I kind of want to turn around here. Hopefully there's nobody behind me. Let's see if I can swing around. 17 McDonald Street, this business right here. Okay, there's another garbage truck, or maybe recycling. That's possible. Let me pull over here and swing towards this factory right there. I gotta keep my eyes open. I got guys behind me, so I gotta bail out. Anyways, here's a look at that building right there. That, I don't know, cement construction. Yeah, this is some kind of, like over here. I'm taking some chances. That's got to be a recycling, garbage cans and recycling. So that explains that. If there's anybody looking at me driving, they're going to notice a serious erratic maneuvers going on as we work our way back to Jefferson Avenue. But that was some of the, kind of industrial, or I don't know. There's a nice building right in front of us. We're on Grand Street right now, but look at that building right there, that brick, beautiful brick. I'd love to know the history of that building as I wait to take a right onto Jefferson. All right, now let me see if there's any other streets here. The Granite Group Plumbing and Heating. Yeah, that building to my right back there. McDonald Street. I think I already covered. Yeah, that's the street that factory was on. Let me take a right onto Garfield Avenue. We'll get a look at this VFW Post 189 real quick. Across the street, used, what is that, Bernie's Used Cars and Fuel Oil. But we'll get a glance at the front of the VFW. Post 189. I'll take a little ride up Garfield a little bit further. But I want to get back over to Jefferson. That nice brick house there. Again, a lot of historic properties around New London. This seems interesting right here. Another factory of some kind. Okay, this might be the back of that other one that I was driving around earlier. So let me take a look. Let's just get you a glance. There's a bunch of, Bobcats and heavy machinery right there, but there's a factory of some sort that is abandoned. Well, for the Urbex explorers out there, there's some hot property for you to check out. And I'll get a side view if I can swing over. So this was a considerable, what does that sign say? I'm trying to see if there's any label on this building that indicates what it was at one time, but obviously it's a considerably large factory that is currently abandoned. Seems to be 2 stories. Warning. Yeah, no, there's just a bunch of warning signs. I don't see any, a plaque or anything that's going to tell me the name of that. Here we go. The Bodega. Walter C. Knott Memorial Hall back there. I'm just reading signs as I go along. And I'm back on Garfield. I'll just go up a little bit and then I'll turn around. No one knows. There's multiple stop signs from all angles, so it's like no one knows where to go. Garfield Park back there to my right. Nice little park. But again, I want to work my way back to Jefferson, so somewhere up here I got to turn around. I'm at a stop sign. I could, if I want to get real adventurous, do a U-turn, and I don't see anybody coming. I think I can pull it off. Guy behind me is looking at me like, what in the world are you doing? And I agree with him. As we head back to Jefferson Avenue to scope out some more of the streets we might have missed connected to Jefferson Avenue. I don't want to miss anything. Now this, if I took a right, that would bring me down Connecticut Avenue. Garfield, take a right onto Connecticut Avenue. There's that factory from a distance, that abandoned factory. Again, I'm looking for signs, and I'm seeing nothing. It says 1919. That could be the address. That could be the year it was built. I don't know. I'm going to take a right onto Jefferson again. All right, here's another side street. What is this? Rogers Street. If anybody lives in this neighborhood, I got you covered. But turning around, I might not go all the way up the... Well, could be tricky turning around. And it will be tricky. It'll be very tricky. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work my way back over where I came from. Just a little slice of Connecticut Avenue. And get back. Because there is one little section up here of Jefferson Avenue, a little side street that I don't want to... Go ahead and let this guy go. We tied, so... I gotta keep my eyes open for... I could have taken Walden Avenue, Pleasant Street. I should probably go back there, but what I'm looking for right now, I think, is... Yeah, right here, this left. I noticed this streets paved with brick. So I don't know what the story on this is. Somebody watching this probably knows well about this little area right here. I don't know. It's one way. Streets paved with old-fashioned brick. As I go around, I'm looking for, Lincoln Avenue, Clover Street. A very interesting stone wall to my left. It's a really cool neighborhood. I don't know the history of this area, but it's unique. Having a circular street paved with brick. And this is not a recent job. These bricks have been here for a long time. As I go straight ahead down Lincoln Avenue. I'm not covering every square inch of this neighborhood. I'd like to, but the logistics of it are going to be just, too time consuming for the amount of time I have today, for one thing. But when I have my other car and I have the GPS, I'll have a better handle on the situation back there. All right, there seems to be an extremely large building to my left. It's probably a school, I don't know. Let me pull in. All right, William Street. All right, I gotta pull into this. Well, I don't know if I can pull in there. Give me 1 second while I get my bearings. I'm going to take a left on Waller Street. There's another old factory, New London Public Schools. So to the right is a factory of some kind. 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. Benny Dover Jackson Multi-Magnet School Campus. Let's see if I can get on the grounds there. So I'm pulling into Benny Dover Jackson Multi-Magnet Middle School Campus right here. All right, let's get some views of this beautiful building. Okay, let's get a view of that factory. Now, if it was me, if I was an investor, or if I was I would purchase that building right in front of us, dump a ton of money into it, and make it into condominiums or apartments, high-end. Hopefully I can get that. I don't know if I can get it all in there. Benny Dover Jackson Middle School. It's a beautiful, appears to be modern construction. And there's an older building right there in front of us with those white windows. That's it. You can tell by the brick and everything it's older. Here's another look at that factory. There's actually some fluorescent lights on up in, turned on the second story of that factory. So I don't know what the deal on that is. There's somebody up there. I mean, there's electricity and somebody in the building right now. Let me see here. I'm going to take a left. I just want to check out. I mean, I'm getting a little off the beaten path here. But I just want to check out a couple of cool-looking buildings. If I can swing it. Property, what is this thing? Good gravy. Private property. No trespassing. Will be towed. Owner's expense. I mean, they're definitely serious about me not driving around here, but I kind of want to cover this old building right there in front of us. And more importantly, not more importantly, but of equal importance, is this top view. Oh, this is court up here. Court employees only. C.B. Jennings Elementary School, right down there. So we got that in. That's good. That's what I wanted to. The building, kind of caught the corner of my eye. I wanted to catch that. So we'll get out of this parking lot before the. Here's a look at this. Do not enter and whatever that building is. We'll exit the premises right now. There's a beautiful garden. It must be connected to that school. That's beautiful vegetable garden down there, professionally maintained. All right. I'm going to work my way back to where I came from. You know, let me get another view of this BDJ, Benny Dover Jackson, from a different angle. I mean, I'm here, why not? See, there's the older building. It's connected with Benny Dover Jackson. And there's the newer construction. Although this isn't as new as the building that I was up, you know, the main entrance. This brick does look a little weathered, so. These are the discoveries I make when I drive around the streets of New London, or for that matter, for any town, Norwich, Groton, anywhere. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to put me back on Jefferson Avenue, which is where I want to be. There's that brick street we came from. All right, road construction ahead. Now, I'm burning up a lot of time here. And I want to cover Coleman Street from beginning to end. At least that was part of the mission that I had in mind today. So let's take a look here. I'm on Coleman, but I want to go all the way up the end and then shoot back. So I'll have Jefferson Avenue and Coleman Street completely covered. I mean, not every single solitary side street. Again, back there to do a lot of those one-way side streets and zigzag in those neighborhoods. I could do it if I had unlimited time. And I don't, but I think I covered a lot of it. This is the car dealership, you know, capital of New London. A lot of people, if they want to buy a car, that live kind of anywhere in the area from southeastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, wherever, they come to this strip behind me. And that's every conceivable model and make of car you could think of. All the conventional, you know, Chevy, Ford, just every Mazda. I mean, I don't care what it is, Mercedes, they got it back there. I mean, some of your very, very unique, you know, you're not going to go back there and buy an Aston Martin. Okay. But every Toyota, Nissan, you know, all your conventional, standard American, Japanese-built cars are back there. I'm going to keep going straight, just thinking that this still could be Coleman. I want to catch the entire thing. Very unique vehicle just passed me on oncoming traffic back there, that tiny orange, I don't know what it was, Volkswagen? I'm not sure. I just want to identify whether this is Coleman or not. I'll go straight. I'm going to go straight up that hill, turn around, and definitely just work my way back, and I'll do the full length of Coleman Street. Just for the, for the library that I'm building. New London would take me, the more I look around and see these side streets and, little nooks and crannies all over the place, I think New London would be a bigger job than I thought. This guy's going straight, so I gotta be real careful. All right, so I'm gonna come up here a little bit. I'm gonna turn around, head back, do the length of Coleman. I really want to document that fully. Nutmeg Woods Apartments up here. So let's see if I can turn around. There's nobody behind me. There's nobody. Well, I gotta be careful. Let me go up a little further. I need a legit place to turn around. Right here. Nutmeg Woods Apartment houses. It's hard to read. The font is almost unreadable, and it's that's a pet peeve. If I was going to do a sign, I had a business, I would make it crystal clear with very large lettering, so people driving by would never in a million years be unable to read the text. A lot of these real fancy restaurant or whatever, you can't read the name of the thing. You're driving by, it's in some, difficult to read cursive. I can't. All right, that's Hawthorne Drive. I'm going to go straight. It's going to bring me on Coleman. I know that for a fact. America's Best Value Inn. Are those that building to the right-hand side? I'm not exactly sure. Again, where does Coleman Street actually begin? We're going to find out momentarily. I think it's probably up where that mobile gas station is. Let me see here. Yeah, Coleman is right here. So this is Coleman. We'll do the length of Coleman. So Mazda to the left, Whaling City Whaling City Motors. I believe they sell Fords there. Barry's Cleaners to the left. Yeah, Ford. Toyota to the left, BMW to the left. I'm trying to see all the other ones. I gotta keep my eyes open. Hyundai to the right, Chevrolet to the right. As I drive down Coleman Street, there's a dollar store. There is Tile America down here, Taylor Refinishing, Auto Body Repair, Popeyes, Enterprise, Soapy Noble, Burger King, Auto Hub, Complete Care, McDonald's, O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now we're getting into a lot of the standard. There's somebody with a vehicle that is blowing the doors off of Coleman Street with its volume right now. He's got massive speakers in the back of the car. He can't even see out of his back window. Hopefully I don't get a copyright violation for picking up some of that. Taco Bell to the right. If I could get a copyright violation, and YouTube will make me edit out that music. There's smoke shops. There's, all your Wendy's and Rita's. Actually, Rita's looks like a private. Ice Custard Happiness. Cool looking place. Golden Walk back there. Mitchell College straight ahead. Okay, I'm going to be behind this very loud it's kind of a mixture of, I would say, reggae and hip-hop. I'm taking a stab at it. So when I get down to the end of Coleman, I will have done what I wanted to do. I wanted to cover Jefferson Avenue and Coleman Street from beginning to end. So that's shortly gonna be in the books. Get ready to, enter this into my archive. And there's a ton of other footage of factories we came across, schools, a whole bunch of stuff. Now there's side streets all over the place on off of Coleman. I don't have the time to cover it, but again, like I was saying earlier, if I really want to do New London, it's going to take me weeks of coming down, driving up and down all these side streets, covering every single thing. I should probably... I'm not the type to make out a real serious plan. I'm going to cover this area, this time, and that area. I tend to have I tend to favor freewheeling, a general broad sweep of an idea, and then execute that. We got some more copyright violation potential. Music. And that gentleman, he's got a Honda Accord. Okay, he's turning, so we're not gonna have to worry about him anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end this video real soon. I'm going to find a place, kind of a private little spot that I can pull over, and I'm going to mount the camera on the back of my car and do kind of a reverse video situation, only because it's going to be so high on this vehicle. And I'll reverse I've done a couple of these reverse videos. I just, it just kind of hit me that this might be a good time to give that a try. Just based on the fact that I'm not going to be driving this vehicle around too much, doing these drives that I do with my other car. I don't have it available today. And that's why I'm in this one. That's a really neat store. Good place to end the video. Friedman Found Furnishings, Oriental Rugs. That's the end of the video.